Hi everybody, Claudia here with Healthy Preparedness. The earth is groaning beneath our feet, and whether we like it or not, disasters are on the rise. Now most of us are probably doing a pretty good job at getting our food storage ready, or at least knowing what we need to do to get our food storage ready. But I found that one thing that we don't really take into consideration is the amount of infectious diseases that take place during a disaster. The CDC on their website has a list of the most common infectious diseases that take place during a disaster. And some of those are staph infection, E. coli, hepatitis, rotavirus, tetanus, skin infections, tuberculosis, chickenpox, giardia, plus about 13, 14 others. As I read that, I realized that this doesn't even list the most common day-to-day illnesses that we'd be facing as well. So in children, that would include illnesses such as RSV, croup, roseola, strep, scarlet fever, stomach flu, pink eye. For adults and the elderly, that includes flu, strep, heart disease, pneumonia, bronchitis, all sorts of respiratory diseases, acid reflux, sinus infections. But then there are others on top of that as well. So there's meningitis, vertigo, acid reflux, anemia, asthma, blood clots, coma, concussion, and a lot more. These are illnesses and diseases that are not just going to go away when a disaster happens. Now we may have our wheat and our food storage, but what are we going to turn to when these diseases and illnesses take place during a disaster and there is no other help? So disasters are on the rise. Infectious diseases do take place. Now imagine you have a loved one who's very sick and there is no medical help. There is no pharmacy to get prescription drugs or antibiotics. You are on your own. What do you do? Did you know that 3 days of diarrhea can kill a child? One small cut can kill a grown man. Constipation kills people during disasters, and respiratory diseases kill people during disasters. These are pretty simple things that are killing people during disasters, but they don't have to kill us or make us really sick during a disaster if we are prepared. There are 3 different parts of my life that have come together to help create healthy preparedness. Those 3 things are: I suffered with a chronic illness for 7 years. So I spent the majority of that time, well, first of all, I was misdiagnosed by the medical world as having nothing more than depression. What it ended up being was Lyme disease, and it was slowly killing me, literally. And I ended up having to find the alternative and natural remedies, the most effective alternative and natural remedies, so that my life could be spared. Another section of my life that came together with that was my research on disasters. I was just curious what kind of disasters we might be facing, what kind of situations we face when disasters happen. And then the third one is in my church organization. I was called to be the home and food production specialist, and I combined all 3 of those and realized there was a really important amount of information that isn't being shared with people that people need to be aware of. So that's what Healthy Preparedness is. It's a YouTube channel and it's a blog where I share with you all the information that I've learned, the best information that I've learned, teaching you what remedies to store and teaching you how to create a more nutrient-rich food storage so that were a disaster to strike or hit, you can do all that you can to keep you and your family healthy, to keep elimination systems open, to keep immune systems strong, and to keep maladies treatable. I have a ton of free information on my blog, and I will have a ton of videos coming out. I'm going to be covering every single one of the remedies that I recommend. I'm going to be covering every single one of the infectious diseases or illnesses that are most common, through whether it's the CDC list or the common day-to-day illnesses that take place. I will also have food storage tips and talk about quick grab go-to boxes that you can grab so that if a huge disaster were to happen and you are in shock and you're in panic and you don't really know where to start, you can just grab this box and bam, have some meals that are just going to be laid out for you and remedies to turn to right away, supplements to turn to hand out to your family to just keep everybody's immune systems nice and strong. I also have a guidebook that I'm writing, and that should be out in August. So I've been teaching a lot of classes out of my home and in my church, but now it's time for me to get this information out to everybody. I really feel like this is something bigger than me. I feel like the Lord wants me to share this information, and I can only share so much of it. So you do what you can to help me share this information, whether you're liking my Facebook page, whether you're subscribing to my channel, whether you're sending emails to your friends or messages on your Facebook page, whatever you want to do is great. I just feel like this is important information that needs to be out there. So once it comes to treating infectious diseases, our wheat isn't enough. Our wheat isn't going to save us, and neither will our weeds. Some people think they can just go out in their backyard and pick some weeds, get their herbs, and herbs are good, but with the kind of things that we're going to be facing during a big disaster, we need more than our weeds. So come on over as often as you can. I will be providing as much information as I can, as quickly as possible, and I'd like you to have that information so that you can do everything in your power to protect your family's health and be the good ones to rise up and recreate civility within your neighborhood were a disaster to strike. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.